What do you do when the only gym you have access to feels toxic? When every roll is a smash fest? When the culture gives off those cult-like vibes? When the egos are big and alternatives are non-existent? Most people either quit or keep their head down and suffer through it. Or as one black belt so eloquently put it in the comments, show up, shut up, and train. But there is another way. And I learned about it from the family who inspired this video. A husband, a wife, and their young son, all training together in a gym that's far from ideal. They train hard, they train smart, and they protect each other. It's about boundaries, partner selection, and staying sane when surrounded by a chaotic culture. So if you've ever felt stuck in the wrong environment, but still believed in Jiu-Jitsu, then this one's for you. Welcome to the Alchemy of Struggle, baby. So first, I want to thank the person who inspired this video. I don't want to use her name because I don't, know if she wants to be identified. Something that I hadn't thought about when I talked about the toxic gym culture and that you should leave and all of that. They train together at a gym because there's not much else in the area. And it meets the full criteria of a toxic environment. But they love jiu-jitsu, so they didn't want to quit. And that's what this video is about. Not fantasy scenarios or thought experiments, but how to actually survive and thrive when leaving is not an option. So the first advice she gives is choosing your training partners wisely in such an environment. Read the room before you roll. And don't be fooled by someone's belt color into thinking they're going to be safe. It's not always true. Ask yourself, is this person here to train or to prove something? To themselves or to the room? Have a light conversation with them before rolling. Gauge their energy and their mindset. Your gut feeling reveals a lot. Do not ignore it. And if someone ever crosses the line, they're reckless, their ego's out of control, refusing to tap, ignoring a tap, or they just have that weird energy, there are no second chances. Add them to the do not roll list permanently. I don't care if they're world champions or brand new white belts. One serious red flag is enough. Your longevity and safety is a lot more important than their feelings. Number 2, she says, we train hard while we're there and try not to get involved in politics. Now we have to define what we mean by politics in the jiu-jitsu gym. It can be any number of things from cliques, gossip, belt envy, which is a real thing, or who's sitting with who on the mat. I mean, like real high school kind of stuff. Stay clear of controversial conversations, belt promotions, instructor favoritism, and especially who tapped who. And this is the part where I kind of agree with that black belt. In this case, yeah, just show up and put in the work and then leave at the end of the night. And if you're ever in a situation where you get sucked into some controversy because you just happen to be in the area, something that works really well with me is to use light humor to diffuse the situation. Say something like, dude, I'm just here for the grind. I'll leave the debate club to you guys. And then bounce. Be warm, be polite, but be unavailable for bullshit. Number 3, this one's really important, and I have personal experience here. Create a space for yourself outside of the gym. She said, we purchased mats for the house. And so when they're not at the gym, they actually train together at home. They've extended the dojo to the safety of their basement. And this is the move. When you can't find the culture that you want, you build it yourself. Early on, when I first started jiu-jitsu, me and a coworker did this. And we were going back and forth between training jiu-jitsu at a jiu-jitsu gym, and a couple of days a week, we would also train with the Cornell Jiu-Jitsu Club on campus. And let me tell you, when you walk into that Friedman Wrestling Center at Cornell, on one side of the mats, you got D1 wrestlers finishing up their practice, followed by the Judo Club tossing each other around. And on our side of the mats, a bunch of 18-year-olds and young 20-something young guns who think they're auditioning for the UFC. It was survival all day, every day. And so we purchased mats off of Amazon, and we'd get together on the weekends, tape our mats together, and do our own drills and our own flow rolling. and it made the experience a lot more fun. These sessions were chilled, safe, and highly productive. We were learning, not ego smashing and not posturing. Even if it's just mobility and flow drills or reviewing footage, your off-site space is your mental reset button. Number 4, this is important. Don't train alone. She said, we train together and support each other. Look, let's face it, Jiu-Jitsu is hard enough, and toxic environments make it a hell of a lot harder. So whatever you do, don't go it alone. If you're a solo grappler, find one person, just one person in that room who shares your vibe. It could be someone who's older. It could be someone just coming back. It could be someone who may be injured. Think of them as an anchor. You don't need a squad. You need just one person who actually gets it. And if you're brand new, take a close look at who actually gives you space, as who's patient with you, as who takes it easy. The person who does not compete for dominance. And once you find them, man, protect that bond. So when you can't leave, you have to lead. Just like this family, when the gym won't change, you have to lead by example. Quiet strength, clean rolls, and respectful energy. Other people will notice you. Maybe not everyone, maybe not most of them, but just enough is all you need. And over time, your presence becomes part of the solution. You don't need to be loud. You just need to be impossible to shake. So boundaries, presence, and composure. Those are your weapons when ego is the currency. So that was my blind spot in that previous video. It didn't occur to me that there are some people who really can't leave. They're stuck in those environments. And I am grateful for this mom who pointed that out and helped me realize that blind spot. Not everyone has the luxury of leaving a bad gym, but no one should feel powerless as if they have to just suffer through it. Check out the original video that started this whole conversation, the #1 reason people quit Jiu-Jitsu. And as always, I want to thank all the subscribers for the support and the amazing comments. Keep them coming, because not only does it help me, it helps everyone who view these videos. But remember, there are others who also need this message, so let's help them find it. Like, share, and subscribe. Keep up the good fight and be safe on those mats. Peace.